Oh my god, this is the second time I'm recording this video, so I better hope that this turns out well. Hi YouTube, I hope you're doing well. I'm back with another video, and as you can see from the title, I'm going to talk about how I moved out to my own place. I mean, this time it's not me living with flatmates or PG or in a hostel like I did for the past 5-6 years, but this time I finally manifested my own apartment. Even though it's rented, I didn't buy it, but still having your own place is a big thing. So obviously there are a lot of things that factor in while you move out your own place. It's not something that you just do and it's an easy process. So that's why I wanted to make this video in case you want to move out or you have already moved out. I'll share some tips and some pros and cons for it to be an easier journey for you compared to me. But it wasn't a difficult journey, to be precise. I had a lot of help from my friends who had already moved out and obviously Google. But still, like, there were a lot of learnings that were there, and I want to share that with you. So I'm just going to get straight to the topic. How do you actually find a proper place? But in a big city like Mumbai, you know that it's so difficult to find a good place at a reasonable price because everything is so damn expensive over here, especially the apartments. So you need the right resources to actually find good apartments that don't strain your finances, but at the same time give you the feeling that you're at home, you know. So I'm going to share how I actually did that. There are so many different ways you can find an apartment. Like, you can go through apps called No Broker. There's Facebook groups as well. So obviously I usually use No Broker. I did that in the past, but this time I wasn't really getting good places, and mostly they were like pretty fake. And I think for a month I was just house hunting. I was going to different apartments, but I didn't like anything because everything is so damn expensive and so unreasonable, because like they would charge you 10k for literally 100 square feet, you know, apartment. It's not even an apartment, it's just it's a cage. I don't even know what to call it, but I didn't like any of the apartments that I saw. So I was randomly googling studio apartments, and I discovered this app called housing.com. So basically housing.com is a platform for brokers to list their apartments. So I stumbled on this property which I really liked, but I wasn't like that sure about it. But the broker sent me a video of this apartment, and I was like very sure that I like this place, and I shared this to my boyfriend, and I remember him also really liking it. So on the first day itself I closed it. So you can definitely check out housing.com if you want like really good places. I got the house, but now the question was, how do I get furniture? Because the house was semi-furnished. It had a table and it had a gas stove. I didn't have remaining things, and I just needed a place to sleep and to work. So I got to know about Rent Mojo. Rent Mojo is an amazing app if you want to rent really affordable furniture at a very affordable rate. Affordable furniture, no, if you want to rent really good quality furniture at a very affordable rate. And I rented out my furniture from that, and I didn't really need much. I just needed a mattress, a chair, and I'm probably going to get a refrigerator now. And cooking wasn't an issue because I just used different services. There's obviously Pepperfry. Furlingo is also another place where you can actually rent furniture, but their pricing was like not up to the mark. So Rent Mojo was really amazing. So if you're looking for a place to rent, you can check that out. But if you want to buy, there are obviously a lot of apps and a lot of websites, and obviously your local shops. But it depends if you really want to rent or if you want to buy. I didn't want to buy because if I have to move out, then I don't want to have that burden of carrying it from one place to another. There's another question of finances, like how can you actually afford to move into your own place? I'll just share what I did so you can get an idea on what you can try and do. So I was working in Decathlon for the past 3 years, and until I recently quit and moved into a digital marketing agency. So I had invested in Decathlon shares, and I got my shares back. I got the amount back, and I had already decided that I'm going to use that amount to pay my security deposit. Because security deposit varies from place to place, and also depends on how much furniture the house contains. So mine didn't have that much, so I had like around 30k that I had to pay, and I got my shares and I financed my security deposit through that. And obviously the most annoying payment you have to do is of the brokerage. And so I paid my brokerage through my credit card. Credit cards are awesome, like they really help you when times are rough, but you have to make sure you do the payments on time, because at times it can be a pain in the ass with the amount of interest rates that they have. So the more you delay, the more the interest rate increases, and it gets a huge burden for you. So you can also keep that in mind. I didn't want to like burden my family by asking them for money, especially my mom. She's a single mom and she already has a lot of payments to do, so I just didn't want to burden her at all. So I took care of this by myself. It depends on how do you want to finance your future apartment. You can obviously do it using your income, or you can use someone else's income by borrowing it, or lending some amount by getting a loan or something. Let me tell you this, it wasn't easy. Like, I just didn't get the money. I had to wait patiently for a long time to actually have my finances ready to move out. If you're doing this, especially with your own hard-earned income, it takes time for you to actually save up, or it takes time for you to actually be in the right moment to get everything sorted. And this house worked perfectly. I found the right place, I got my amount at the right time. So yeah, everything worked out well. So when it's your time. Sometimes you have to sacrifice and wait a little longer, but I'm telling you, it's all going to be worth it. You don't have to rush or hurry a process, because when the time is right, everything works according to place. And that's something I observed, and I'm glad I did. That's why I just so strongly believe in the universe's timings, and I have complete faith in it. And also I wanted to talk about women who stay all by themselves alone. You have to make sure that the place is really safe, the locality is good, there are a lot of families around, there's a lot of shops around, and it's not in a slum or a very shady area, because in Mumbai you get cheapest apartments in the most shadiest area. So you have to make sure you don't make that mistake of just getting an apartment because it's cheap but compromising on your safety. So don't do that. You can wait, or you can sacrifice living in an okay kind of place, or in a PG or in a hostel, but don't ever compromise on your safety, because that's very important, especially if you're a female, because you know how India is. So a lot of people actually get apartments that are really far from their workplace, because it's if you're further away from the city, that's much more cheaper and affordable, and that's completely up to you if you want to do that. But you never know if you actually get a good place that is near and close to your workplace. But I was so sure I'm not going to get a place that's really far, because I cannot travel so much. I hate doing that. So I just was so sure I wanted some place near my workplace and my gym, especially because I don't want to miss my workouts at all. So all in all, moving out to your own place is amazing. You get your privacy, you tend to be more responsible. I mean, I didn't give a shit about cleaning the house or washing my utensils, but now I'm so adamant on making sure everything is clean. Just few minutes before recording this, I cleaned the entire house, the toilet, the kitchen, the bedroom, everything. You get a lot of privacy. At the same time, you get to work on your own goals, your own hustles. No one bothers you, and that is something that I really wanted. I needed my own space. I needed my own apartment so that I could actually focus on my goals, that no one could just bother me and disturb me, because I'm a very introverted person. So I prefer having my own space where I can focus and introspect on life and on myself. Also, there are a lot of cons as well, that it can be really expensive. I thought it would be really cheap for me because I don't need a lot, but every small thing led to a huge expenditure for me, like getting bulbs, getting a blanket, getting a jhadu, pocha, everything just led to a huge bill. And that was something that was okay, but it's a one-time investment, so that's fine, but still it can be really expensive. So you have to also keep that in mind. If you're financially stable, definitely go for it, but if you're not that financially stable, take some time and then move out. So it doesn't matter if you have a 1 BHK, you have a mansion, or you have a cute small studio apartment, or if you even have bought the house or you have rented the house. The conclusion is that you have your own place. It is yours and you're living all by yourself. So it's a huge deal, and it's a really courageous thing to do if you are planning to live all by yourself and handle everything all on your own. And it's also one of the top forms of adulting, because you finally have your own place, you have your own responsibility, you have your own freedom. It's an amazing feeling, and I think everyone should experience that. But yeah, that's basically it. Do check out my websites. I write a lot on mental health and self-development. If you like this video, it'd be great if you could subscribe to my channel. That would mean a lot to me, because I'm trying to grow the channel. Thanks a lot for watching this video and investing your time here. I'll see you soon. Bye.